Hi there, my name is Dr. Matthews Perez, and I'm the principal here at Hillcrest PDS. And we're here today to look at the projects of the History Fair. Hillcrest PDS has participated in the History Fair for the last 11 years, and we're very excited to continue this Hillcrest PDS tradition. We'll be talking to some students and some judges later. For now, I'd like to introduce one of our judges, Mr. Larry Carpenter. Mr. Carpenter, thank you so much for judging our History Fair today.
Thank you for having me.
For being one of our judges. We really appreciate you taking the time to do so. Can you tell us a little bit about what you look for when you're judging the projects?
Certainly. First and foremost, how is the research that the kids have done connected to the theme? Do they really understand that connection? That's first and foremost. Then, do they have guiding questions that really help them to analyze what they've researched to a deeper level? That's important. And then, are they passionate about their topic that they've chosen and what makes it unique and why should I be interested in learning more about it? Those are some of the key things I look for.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah.
And this year's theme is Exploration, Encounter, and Exchange in History. So we look forward to letting you meet some of our students that are participating in History Fair this year.
Good morning. My name is Mary Helen Battles, and I teach Science and Social Studies at Hillcrest PDS. And I want to introduce some of my students to you who just finished their History Fair projects. At Hillcrest, we've been doing History Fair for 11 years. This is the 11th year. And traditionally, all of our students participate, but since the number of our students has participated, it's been my chance to allow the children to have choice. So all of our advanced academic students were participating, and then all of the other children had a choice. So about 50-50 made the choice, even though they were not required to do a History Fair project. One of the reasons we do History Fair is because in Waco ISD we have a very successful History Fair program. Our students are learning to research, and they're learning terminology that normally they might not pick up until middle school. And so to me, this gives the children a chance to have guided learning as far as how to research correctly, how to credit your sources, and then also what to expect if they choose to participate in a competitive event. So the students that I have with me today, these are 4 of 39 students who chose to participate in the Hillcrest History Fair. And we've got Luke Grant, we've got Larissa Rodriguez, we've got CJ Sandoval, and we've got Sarah Shalapi. And these were students, again, who volunteered to represent their class, the 39 students who were here.
Hi, I'm Sarah Shalapi, and I did my project on World War II. And in World War II, women took the jobs of men while they were out fighting, and Rosie the Riveter became the most famous icon ever. After the war, the men came back and they didn't like women taking their jobs, and so that made women seek social equality. My project relates to the theme because women had a lot of encounters in World War II with their new jobs, and they had to explore those jobs and figure out what to do. They also exchanged things with America. Because of women in World War II, many women today wouldn't have the jobs that they would have, and we wouldn't have some amazing things because women has done a big impact in our world.
Hi, my name is Larissa, and my project is on Cesar Chavez. My project is about a man who was brave enough to fight for all his people. And these are some of the things he did, and he didn't have working conditions whenever he experienced these things. He didn't have no bathroom breaks, no job security, low wages, and most harmful, no benefit. And people didn't really accept Mexicans because they thought they were people who just worked out in the fields. But Cesar Chavez thought that 2 wrongs didn't make a right. So he decided to fight for all his people and make an organization so that to help them pay for all their dues.
Larissa, tell us why you selected this topic.
I selected this topic because I was really into civil rights, and I asked people if they knew anything about Cesar Chavez, and not many people knew, so that's how I found out.
And what's one interesting thing you learned in your research?
I learned that he was a really strong activist, and he really thought to be brave, and that people couldn't get in his way if he was trying to do something right.
Hi, I'm Luke Grant, and I did my project on Galileo Galilei and how he affected us today. I chose my topic because I always had an interest in space, and I did a project before, and I really liked it. Two interesting facts that I learned were that he was, in all of his life, he was a physicist, inventor, mathematician, astronomer, and author. And also that after he was released from trial, it was 193 years after he died.
Luke, tell us what is important about Galileo in relation to history.
Galileo is important in history because he discovered lots of things that affected our thoughts, like that the Earth is round, that the sun is in the middle of the galaxy and not the Earth, and the sunspots, craters on the moon, Jupiter's moons, and other things.
Luke, tell us how your topic is connected to the theme of exploration, encounter, and exchange in history.
My topic is related to the theme because Galileo explored lots of places in space. He encountered new planets and the sun, and he also exchanged his inventions for money and tools.
Hi, my name is CJ Sandoval, and I did the Dust Bowl. The Dust Bowl was the worst man-made disaster in American history. It was the worst man-made disaster in American history because they started plowing in the West, and when they started plowing, they would plow in straight lines, and when they plowed in straight lines, it would when the winds reached a top speed of at least 60 miles per hour, it would take all the sand and it would go to different states. When it went to different states, people would move from their homes, and when they moved to their homes, they would often move to California because of when they were at their old homes, there would be no food, no farming, and they wouldn't be able to live like they should. So when they moved to California, when they would farm, they would exchange different ways to farm, and when they farmed right, they would make it to where when there was like straight lines and then there was diagonal lines and squiggly lines, because when the winds reached top speed again, it wouldn't be able to go too far because of all the ways that they cropped. The most interesting thing I learned is that the Dust Bowl is an area of land where vegetation has been lost, and soil reduced to dust and erosion, especially a consequence of drought or unsuitable farming practice. My project is related to the theme because they exchange each other's ideas, and when they exchange their ideas, they learn better ways to farm, and when the government realized that they needed different ways to farm, then the government would tell them different ways to farm. So the Dust Bowl had many impacts because when people had no money, they would leave to another place like California, and then they would go over there where there was more money, food, and stuff for them that they could use. And when they left California, well, there was only a little bit that they had, so they would just take it to California.
Well, now you've had a chance to meet 4 of our students and hear about their projects, and meet one of the judges for the History Fair. We are very proud of our students here at Hillcrest PDS. 11 years of a wonderful tradition, a dedicated staff, and successful students. Thank you for watching Waco ISD TV.